Ernesto Guevara de la Serna, commonly known as Che Guevara, was an Argentine Marxist revolutionary who was a key figure in the Cuban Revolution. He has become a symbol of rebellion and global counterculture, thanks in part to the enduring popularity of Alberto Cortés' photograph Guerrillero Heroico and Alberto Granada's memoir, The Motorcycle Diaries. Guevara was born on June 14, 1928, in Rosario, Argentina. He was the oldest of 5 children in a middle-class family. His father was a leftist activist, and his mother was a school teacher. Guevara was a good student, excelling in literature and history. He received his medical degree from the University of Buenos Aires in 1953. In 1952, Guevara traveled across South America with his friend Alberto Granado. This trip, which was later documented in the Motorcycle Diaries, had a profound impact on Guevara's political views. He was shocked by the poverty, sickness, and social injustices he witnessed, and he became convinced that only radical change could bring about real improvement in the lives of the continent's poor. After returning to Argentina, Guevara became involved in Marxist political groups. In 1954, he met Fidel Castro and his brother Raúl, who were leading a rebellion against the government of Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista. Guevara joined the rebels and quickly rose through the ranks to become a key member of Castro's inner circle. In 1959, the rebels were successful in overthrowing Batista, and Castro became the leader of Cuba. Guevara played a crucial role in the revolution and was appointed as president of the National Bank of Cuba and Minister of Industries. Guevara was a controversial figure, and his ideas and tactics were often at odds with those of Castro. He believed in strict adherence to Marxist ideology and was in favor of quickly implementing radical changes, such as land reform and the nationalization of industry. These views put him at odds with more pragmatic members of the government, and Guevara eventually left Cuba to try to spread revolution elsewhere. Guevara traveled to Africa and then to Bolivia, where he attempted to foment revolution. However, these efforts were unsuccessful, and Guevara was captured by the Bolivian military in 1967. He was executed on October 9 of that year. Che Guevara had a number of problems with the United States. As a Marxist revolutionary, he was fundamentally opposed to capitalism, and the U.S., as the leader of the capitalist world, was a key target of his criticism. One of the main issues Guevara had with the U.S. was its support for dictatorial regimes in Latin America. He believed that the U.S. was propping up these regimes in order to maintain its economic and political influence in the region, and he saw this as a form of imperialism. He argued that these regimes were responsible for the poverty and social injustices that plagued Latin America, and he believed that they needed to be overthrown in order to bring about real change. Guevara was also critical of the U.S. role in the Cold War. He saw the U.S. as an imperialistic power that was using its influence to spread capitalism around the world, often at the expense of socialist and communist countries. He believed that the U.S. was a major obstacle to the spread of revolution and the creation of a more equitable global order. Finally, Guevara was critical of U.S. foreign policy in general. He believed that the U.S. was motivated primarily by self-interest and was not concerned with the welfare of other nations. He saw the U.S. as a force for injustice and inequality, and he believed that it needed to be challenged and opposed. Some famous quotes attributed to Che Guevara include, "The revolution is not an apple that falls when it is ripe. You have to make it fall. I know you are here to kill me. Shoot, coward, you are only going to kill a man," said just before his execution. "I am not a liberator. Liberators do not exist. The people liberate themselves. If you tremble with indignation at every injustice, then you are a comrade of mine. We cannot be sure of having something to live for unless we are willing to die for it. I can't help it if I am an idealist. I am not an idealist to be pitied, nor a dirty rebel to be shot in the back. The true revolutionary is guided by great feelings of love. I don't care if I fall as long as someone else picks up my gun and keeps on shooting. The duty of a revolutionary is to make revolution. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Finley Che Guevara was captured by the Bolivian military in 1967 while attempting to foment revolution in the country. He was held prisoner and, on the orders of the Bolivian president, was executed by firing squad on October 9, 1967. Guevara's death was a significant event in the history of Latin America and has had a lasting impact on popular culture.